Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian, and on the pod with me today is a very special guest, Firdaus Sufiyan. Say hi.
Hi. What's up, man?
So if you don't know, Firdaus Sufiyan is an up-and-coming actor who is doing some amazing things at the moment. Not being biased, but I think I've told you already, I feel that your star is shining really bright, and Malaysian filmmakers, please be on the lookout for this actor. Give him more jobs because I promise you, this boy is going to be a star if you give him a chance.
Oh, man, dude. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Now, what I want to start getting into, of course, first thing I want to ask is, how did you get into acting in the first place? Was this something that you were brought up with or you got an inkling with later on in life?
Ooh, I think it's a mix of both for me because I used to be, I started out as a child actor or child talent, but I started doing voiceovers.
Okay.
My first ever commercial, way back then, I think I was 5 or 6, was for butt pills.
Sorry, butt pills?
Butt pills, yeah.
Really, enemas?
Yeah.
Oh, what a way to start.
Yeah. I remember we were recording the Beta Rex all the way in Bukit Damansara. I don't think, they haven't been there for a while.
Okay. Wait. How old were you again?
I was like 5 or 6.
Okay, why is a kid doing butt pill advertisements?
I don't know. I think they needed a kid voice or something. I don't remember, but I just remember it being that loud.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was brought into it by my mom. She's also a voice talent. People might have heard her voice here or there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, I guess the rest is history. After that, I really enjoyed the work. Did more of it because voiceover was something that, I can balance with school. I would go to school and then my clubs, and then after that, I would do my jobs. And then come home, repeat all over again.
Okay.
I did try out acting here or there back then, but it took up too much time. And I was, I couldn't, it's hard for me to focus on set as a kid. I remember there was one time I did a McDonald's job and we just had to play football.
Okay.
And I was a goalkeeper. But it took up so much time that I got bored and I started playing Spider-Man by myself on the side.
You're that nerdy little kid. I play Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I love playing pretend.
Okay.
Yeah. I love being Spider-Man or heroes or whatever. I used to play pretend with my friends, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a kid, it was voice acting for me. Until around puberty. That's when your voice starts to change. And that's when the jobs started coming less and less.
Because you're not that cute anymore.
Yeah, you're not. You're going through a period where you're not quite sure what you are,
Yeah.
So it was pretty hard. It was a hard time. I had to readjust expectations, as well as, I guess, understanding that I couldn't do what I used to do anymore, And that was always a scary point because I knew as a kid, I've always wanted to do this as a living. But, I've always been working with like legends in the industry and I've always wondered, okay, how am I going to live up to that? And that's always scary. So during that period, I had to face those fears. I had to kind of like take a step back, kind of break down everything that I knew and build it back up again. Now as an adult. So I guess to put it into perspective, it's like when you're playing a video game and you playing on New Game Plus.
That's a very good way of putting it.
You don't have all your materials and whatnot, but you have your experiences.
Yes.
So you do what you do with that.
Okay.
And from that, I started getting more interested into acting.
Okay.
I didn't go deep into it yet because I was, I had that, I was aimless during college and all. I dropped out of college because it got a bit too expensive and I couldn't afford to continue it. I started working, and through that process of working, I kind of somehow found my way back into voiceovers.
Okay.
I remember it was 2018, 2019, like that. That was this really, really big audition in the voiceover world back then. And I was like, oh crap. this is it. This is my time to shine.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I auditioned for it. Didn't even make it past first round, man.
Yeah. That must have hurt considering you did all the voiceovers when you were a kid.
Yeah, and I thought that could bring me up, right? Nope. And that triggered like a term of soul searching, I guess you could say, because it was like, oh crap, am I really good at what I do?
Okay.
You know, really questioned my self-worth after that. But it's part of the process. That's the whole part of like breaking itself down, you know. And I really had to throw away my ego because after that, I can't think about like, oh, that's not how I would do it. It's not how I'm used to. No.
Yeah.
You just do it. You just learn something new.
Because essentially you're starting from
scratch again. Yeah. So after that, and I managed to listen back to my audition tape a few months down the line, and it was horrible. It was there was no confidence. It was nervous, you know. So I understand why I couldn't make it past first round. Okay. After that began a whole period of just reading as many books as I can, watching as many YouTube videos as I can, just learning from whatever sources I can, mostly online stuff, and to slowly kind of build myself back up and started getting more jobs in the voiceover world. And then not long after that, I was on my way back from work, and I always had to pass by the MRT station dekat where is Kota Damansara.
Okay.
But anyways, there was this acting school there, the British Performing Arts, BAPA. They're not there anymore, but they used to do like musical theater, acting, dancing, and all. And I thought, let's try this out.
Okay.
Let's try this out. And I went there for about, I think 2 terms. 2 terms. This was like late 2019, just to get my toes wet a bit, try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think I really enjoyed the acting part.
Okay.
It gave me a whole nother dynamic towards the art, I guess, because it was a shift in tactics, I guess. Like before, just to put it into example, before that, how I would attempt like a script, like say a voiceover script, it would be like, okay, let's do it a standard way. Let's do it a bit more high energy. Let's do it a bit faster.
Okay.
Which is fine, but it was very, how you say, paint by numbers lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But through learning about acting, you see a script and you can take it so many different ways. It's not just about taking it faster, give it more energy. Now you can change your tactics. How are you getting your objective, you know? And it really changes your read lah, I would say. After that I joined Actors Gym.
Okay.
Actors Gym at Theatre 360 in Taipan.
Yeah.
It was a whole year course of like quite hardcore training lah, you know. It was 6 hours every weekend of like 3 hours of script work and 3 hours of like body work. Very physical, I remember it was quite strenuous.
Yeah.
There was one session where we had to go from a standing position and we had to end up in a lying down position in 40 minutes.
Who was your teacher?
Nicole.
I knew it. Sorry. I've been through that as well.
Yeah.
Nicole and Thomas and her biomechanics.
Yes.
Nicole, I highly doubt you're listening to this, but glad to hear that you're still doing that after so long, because she did that with me in 2008, 2009. So it's good to hear that you're still torturing your actors that way. In a good way, Nicole. In a good way.
No, yes. I mean, it was torture, but I enjoyed it in a way, in a really messed up way, because like it really made you be more aware of yourself lah.
And it trains your core as well.
Yeah. I remember like somewhere around the midpoint, I was like crouching wrong or something, and I started feeling, oh crap. And it's gonna take another 10 minutes to correct this mistake.
Yes. Oh, this brings back memories. Yes, I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, how did you meet Nicole?
I was part of the T4YP program with Chris Ling in KLPAT.
Yes.
So I was like you in the sense that I took a bit of a break and I thought, big shot comeback. I'll be like, I started from scratch again. And so went through that. and really understood, oh, there's a lot more that it takes to become an actor. And going through her biomechanics was great, torturous, but great. Did she do the thing with the stick on the head with you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ah, good times.
Stick with the from the hands to the fingers to the nose.
All that. So
All
that really trained you up to be an actor. How's your body now?
Honestly,
are you more aware of your body now?
I'm more aware, but not as fit as how I used to be on that period. Like that period was like, damn, man, she really trains you,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, speaking about Nicole and about your influence, your going on YouTube and searching for stuff, is there anybody that you would consider like a major influence throughout your acting journey? You talk about working with local legends. You talk about looking at people on YouTube. Is there anybody that you really were like, oh, you learned a lot from this one particular person?
I guess I don't really have one particular person. I take what I can from wherever I can get it. But I mean, from like legends in the local voiceover community. You have my mom Suhaili. She's great. She's the MRT voice. She does a lot of like beauty stuff as well. You have people like Colin Chong, and he's like this very deep baritone guy. You have people like Stephen Bones, Azman, Zulkifli, all excellent talents, and just seeing their processes and seeing how they work, I think while they might not like tell me how they work, but you can get a lot from that. Yeah. So that's that. And then if internationally, I would say I really looked up to, how do you pronounce this guy's name? Kari Payton? Kari Payton?
I think that's how you,
So he's like, he does a lot of work, not just in voice work, but also theater, film, and all that. He's the voice of Cyborg. Aqualad. Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
DC legend essentially.
Animation legend. But what really like kind of opened my eyes is like his work for Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. He works with the same character, Cyborg, but because the genre of the show
is so drastically different,
but he's able to like be so consistent with his character while keeping it to the theme.
Yes.
And I found that really amazing.
That you're able to do that switch, but somehow it's still the same.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
It's still focused and it's consistent.
Yes.
He doesn't drop the ball at all. So I was like, wow.
Okay.
And that really opened my mind that you're not limited to what the script is.
Yeah.
You're not limited to the genre. You can just take things as they go.
Random question. The fact that you said that your mother's the MRT voice.
Yes.
Do you get a kick every time you hear her voice in the MRT sometimes?
Station berikutnya, TTDI. Next station, TTDI.
Nah.
Or you're just like, hi, mom.
I guess so. I mean, it used to be like, sometimes you can hear a voice like in the malls playing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're in the toilet. In the malls, you're like, okay, all right, can we get this over with?
Mom, can you just give me a moment, please? Thanks.
Yeah.
Now, coming into your film career with the two films that you've done. Now, the first film that you did was This Land of Mine by Feist Productions.
Yeah.
Keindahan hutan ini sungguh mempersonakan. Ia merupakan salah satu ciptaan terunggul dari Maha Pencipta. Mereka percayakan mitos mengenai serba eksotik.
Jangan cari sebab memang takkan jumpa.
Tapi itu saja yang disebut oleh mereka mengenai perkara itu.
And then you went on to do Geng Kubur. Unfortunately, Geng Kubur came out first, followed by This Land of Mine.
Yeah.
How was that experience working on This Land of Mine, considering this was your first film? Were you nervous? Did you do a lot of research going in? What was your preparation for that?
Okay, so This Land of Mine was, so after I was done with Actors Gym, with Nicole, Chrisling, and Kaha, I landed This Land of Mine right at the tail end of the whole MCO debacle. And it was my first time acting on film, acting in general, because I couldn't get to stage any of the showcases or theater stuff because of MCO.
Yeah.
And I remember immediately once things cleared up, we literally went to shoot for this film. And the process was extensive because of everyone being stuck in lockdown. I had like a 2-month time to prep. So 1 month to kind of just memorize the script and analyze, and then another month to kind of build the character and habitualize the mannerisms and the characteristics and get into that mindset lah. So for this Land of Mine, I went all in because I didn't know if I was gonna get another role after that. So you got to do your best lah. So the process for that one, I know that the film was going to be like okay, we're capturing these people as they are. So I knew I had to build that character from top to bottom, because it had to be immersive. Yeah. And I knew that as the film goes on, the character's personality and the mindset will continue to deteriorate. So I needed to build layers to the character. So I started out with okay, layer 1, he's a YouTuber. Yeah. What is his persona like on camera? Layer 2, what is he like off camera but in front of people? What's his public persona? And layer 3, what is he at his very core? Yeah. And because we had to get to that core for the ending to work. And that whole 2 months prep was for building that up. And I like to get into the mindset, the psychological side of him. So just built up his life, why he has insecurity issues, where did that stem from? How many siblings does he have? All that. All this was given by the director because we had this worksheet, this character worksheet, which has...
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, which gave a kind of a structure for you to build up as you want. And I built mine up quite extensively, just adding more details here or there. And another exercise I did that really helped was this kind of animal work.
Remind me of that.
It's when you you pick an animal for the character. For me, it was a hyena.
Okay.
I picked a hyena, and you just kind of slowly, you start from a resting position. You just kind of imagine the animal, and you start moving as the animal for a few minutes, and then you slowly step into the shoes of the character.
I remember this stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's why I was remind me. I'm
yeah.
Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Yes.
But I found that really helped.
Yes.
That really helped in giving a form to the character. This kind of hunched over, always watching, always observing people. And that really helped in the scenes where I don't have any lines, but I'm appearing on camera, so I have to do something.
That is true.
Yeah, so that was that. And then going into the film, really nervous. Really, really nervous. Because I wasn't sure, you're not sure how to work with the cameras, and also I had to research everything on the spot as well, figure out camera angles, figure out lens width and all that. And also delivering the dialogue, because Malay is my first language, tapi it's not my default language anymore. So there's a split second of translation work here. And the script was, we all had to kind of rewrite our dialogues to make it more natural while still keeping to the structure. And we were there for 20 days, I think 20 days in the jungle. That was an experience.
Wait, you had proper place to stay, right? You weren't camping in the jungle, right?
No. We had an island at first, but because it was MCO, nobody came to check on the island. The first few days were no electricity, no water.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, survival lah. It was literally survival. You finish your shoot and oh man, can't wait to shower. Oh wait, no, we can't.
Tak ada air.
Mandi sungai.
Stuff,
But after that, after the first 3 days, I think we got moved to a chalet near the mainland, not exactly mainland. Okay. So we had proper amenities there lah.
Okay.
But in every sense of the word, it was survival when we were there.
Now, I do have to say, all of the character work and everything that you've done, I feel personally it has paid off in an immense way. If you've seen my review of this Land of Mine, go check that out. But it's at time of recording, it's still out. But when this comes out, it won't be. But if there's a chance for you to catch this Land of Mine when it comes out on, say, digital or streaming, whenever that may be, go and check it out. The story may not be that great, but Firdaus is fantastic in it. And I think whatever character work that you did paid off really well.
Thank you, man. Thank you, yeah.
Now, moving on to the second film after that, which is Geng Kubur.
Geng Kubur, right.
Bila saya bermimpi, saya boleh rasa benda melekit kat belakang tekak saya. Tapi peliknya, Masa saya tengah gaduh, saya rasa benda yang sama. Pedih, pekat, macam darah. Cuma dia bukan darah saya.
Which is honestly, that was my first introduction to you. I didn't know who you were at all. The only person I knew in that was, of course, Gavin, because we all know Gavin.
Yeah.
But seeing you, I was like, what sold me? And don't get me wrong, what sold me was there was a moment in the trailer where we saw you on the chalkboard looking back with that creepy smile.
Oh, okay.
And that was the moment I went, who is this? I want to know more. And after watching it, I was like, that was my first inkling of there's something there with you. There's something there. Now, I know we've discussed Geng Kubur with Geeks in Malaysia and all that, but just for people that haven't seen that episode, how did you get into Geng Kubur in the first place?
Oh man, that was
Tell the
Geng
story
Kubur was
again.
also another crazy story because after this land of mine, I kind of took a break from like auditioning for stuff. So Geng Kubur was Mia was already in. Mia was part of the cast, and I think coming up to the table read, basically they realized that they needed to lock an actor for Firhan.
Yeah.
And at that point, they didn't have Firhan yet lah. So Mia gave a few names to Gavin, and I was one of the names that he called in. And it was literally 2 weeks before shoot. Yeah. I got the call from Ned, who was assisting Gavin while I was hiking in the jungle.
Which I want to get to in a bit. Your obsession with the jungle for some reason.
And she was like, are you free to come in tomorrow for the for the table for the audition? I'm like, okay, sure. So I sent her an audition video that I did prior a few years back. Gavin liked it, called me in. We went in, did the read, and then left. And then 20 minutes after that, I got the call saying, okay, you got the job. Can you come in for first rehearsal tomorrow morning? What?
Okay, sure.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And that 2-week process was very nerve-wracking for me because like boom, from 2 months, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was like, oh shit.
Did your experience on this land of mine help in any way, considering that you've already started to become a bit accustomed with the style of filmmaking and camera work and all that?
It helped in that. Okay, so I do have a process for like kind of breaking down a script for films. You know, I would. Oh man, I didn't bring my paper, but basically, I would write down all my scenes, scene number, location, time of day, who is the initiator in the scene and all, and all my scenes down. After that, I would write down what happens in the film chronologically. So this just helps me understand where I'm at in the story.
Yeah.
So that I brought that over to Geng Kubur. But I also wanted to try something different. I didn't go all in as what I did for this line of mine.
Yeah.
One, because we didn't have the time, unfortunately. And two, because I didn't see the results, I wasn't sure if I was doing too much, you know? So I thought, okay, let's try something different for Geng Kubur. So Geng Kubur was more, I would say, more bare bones, more minimalistic, kind of just taking the character as it is lah, you know? Which, I think watching back from both films, I can see the clear difference in terms of like, I would say immersiveness lah. That was quite different. And then heading into shoot was, oh man, it was some of the best times really.
Yeah, it looked it with the four of you. It looked like a great time.
It was an amazing time working with really, really amazing people.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, so that was that. And after that was Harimau Malaya.
Dia punya coach macam orang jahat dalam Squid Game tu. Stres aku tengok Malaysia main.
Selamat tinggal Malaysia. Tapi kita cuma mengatakan bye-bye Malaysia.
Gameplay ke laut, attack ke laut, midfield ke laut. Lawan tim Indonesia pun masuk gua. Hai, lepas ni malas lah kita nak layan bola lagi lepas ni.
Harimau Malaya was...
Oh, you're also in... Okay.
Small bit,
Okay.
yeah. But that was fun too. Harimau Malaya was a different challenge in that we were portraying real people.
How is that? Like, how much research? Did you play a real character or was yours a fictional one?
It was a real person, yeah.
Who did you play?
I
Sorry, I
played-
did not know this.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I played Tony's son.
Oh, okay.
So anak
okay.
anak dato.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were based off of actual people, and we were provided interview clips of
Okay.
the real persons.
Yeah.
To kind of analyze and all. And I had this kind of so I had two paths I saw, and both were very interesting solutions to the problem. Because like one, you can try to mimic the real person, or two, you mimic the person that you see on screen. You know, and because I was playing Tony's son, I decided that was the better option
Okay.
instead of mimicking the real person.
Yeah.
Just kind of use that as a base, but kind of follow Tony's movements more.
It's a bit half and half.
A bit
so
half
you
and
adapt.
half, yeah, adapting, yeah. But I think I lean more towards because like the audience, the real people, they're not known in public so much lah. But
Yeah.
what the audience will see is the characters on screen.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be a better way to kind of establish that relationship between Tony's character and my character.
Yeah.
So that was that. But aside from that, it wasn't a too big role. So we were just like, okay, just have fun with it lah. Yeah.
Faham. Now, I want to get to the jungle.
Yeah.
Now, with both Geng Kubur and This Land of Mine, they're both set in jungles and they both star you. And from what I've learned from our previous meet is that you like to go hiking in jungles as well, and have even discovered your own mysterious shrine in a jungle. Now, what is your obsession with jungles and trying to get yourself into a little bit of trouble in a jungle? And how did this nature bug come about? What is your obsession with it?
No idea, honestly. I didn't used to be a nature bug, you know. I used to be that kid who just sits and draws and plays pretend by himself in a room, you know,
Yeah.
and plays with his toys and watch cartoons.
Oh.
I hated going outdoors. So I have no idea. It's like, once I grew up, something just switched.
And it's translating in not only your personal life, but in your career as well. I'm honestly wanting to tell you, can you do something outside of the jungle for your next
Yeah,
project?
I think so.
A bit of range.
I think so.
Otherwise, you'll be
I should do
typecast
that.
as the jungle guy.
Right?
Now, I want to talk a little bit I want to hear an update about this shrine that you saw in the jungle. Because the last I heard is that you were going back to see whether it was still there. Is it still there?
Okay.
Okay, give context for people that don't know this story.
So so I found like this, I guess, a black magic love shrine of some sort in Taman Rimba TTDI. It's not even that far off. It's like 40 minutes into the trail, so you can easily find it. Okay, no, not easily find it, because I tried finding it for like 6 years.
That is dedication right there.
I mean, not like I would always hike there with the intention that, if I find it, that'd be funny, right?
Ah, okay.
But it never came about.
Yep.
You know. And yeah, for like 6 years I tried to find it until recently. So to celebrate like Geng Kubo's Netflix release, a few of us went for a hike. It was me, Gavin, and Sasila.
Yeah.
The rest couldn't make it.
Okay.
And we went there. We went to Taman Rimba in the morning. And I was like, hey guys, wouldn't it be funny? Like, today is the day, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Yeah.
We freaking found it, man! Like, this time, it was 30 minutes in, not even 40 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes in. Basically, you just kind of walk up. Once you enter, you just keep finding up. Just go up. You'll come across like this bamboo clearing thing, and you will find it eventually.
Yeah.
Because you step out and it's like a cliffside, and you see this giant cliff wall with a crack in it. And the first time I came about it was I saw chains, I saw a chalice, and there were pictures.
Okay.
There were pictures of, I'm assuming, girls.
Yeah.
Because I took one look at one picture and I got scared and I put it back and I ran away.
Why did you even pick it up in the first place?
Man, I'm curious. I'm like that guy in the horror movie, the
Yeah,
first
it's
guy
like,
who initiates the horror movie.
The first one to die, essentially.
No, I think he would cause someone else to die. Yeah, but the second time I found it with Gavin and Sassy, everything was cleared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So no chains, no chalice. And no more pictures. So I was a bit, I don't know how to feel. I was a bit gutted, I guess.
Bummed like that.
A bit bummed, yeah. It's like, I found my white whale,
Ah, damn.
but kind of not really. You know?
You had it for a moment, I guess.
For a moment, yeah.
And it must have been really weird. Like, I know we said it before, but can you imagine there were people in the forest and they saw you and Sasi, not so much Gavin because he's the director, but you and Sasi, and they're like, wait, what the? I just saw the... Wait. I think I need to get out of this jungle. Something's going to happen. I feel like this should be a warning to anybody. If they happen to see Firdaus in a forest, just walk the other direction. Something might happen.
Something's going to happen. Yeah.
But I honestly find that really interesting. Like, there's always that saying about how life imitates art. Kind of seems that way with you.
A little bit. Maybe I just like to look for trouble.
Maybe, but I hope you don't get into too much trouble.
Would
Don't
be a good
create a
story.
real life Geng Kubur too. Please don't do that. Now, one last thing that I want to ask before we get into the film section of this is, being such a young and fresh actor in this industry, do you foresee yourself truly making a career out of this, or is this a step to something greater that you want to do?
I mean, my plan, as always, from the start, has been like the film career would run parallel to my voice acting and voiceover career.
Okay.
And thankfully it's been working out that way. You know, every experience kind of leads to the next, and everything just kind of feeds off of each other.
Yeah.
So whatever I've learned from this film, from the films I've done, I'm kind of applying it, because I'm doing a cartoon series right now, set to release sometime next year, I think.
What's the name of it?
Kisah Bawah Tanah.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's like it's showcasing local folklore spirits, but in a fun and engaging way.
By
So
the way,
it's not
Hendra, if
scary.
you're watching this, we're mentioning it. I need to talk to you soon. If you're watching this, contact me.
Yeah. So now I'm applying those concepts along with my foundation as a voiceover talent, and I think it's coming full circle lah. But specifically for future, I really hope so. I would love to do more. I mean, I went into it to do films, and I love watching and doing films.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'd love to explore definitely more non-jungle stuff.
Yes.
And maybe step away from horror as well.
Okay.
You know, because I find, I tend to gravitate towards horror stuff or horror adjacent works.
Yeah.
In a lot, yeah.
So yeah, if there's any directors out there watching this, Firdaus Sufiyan, contact him. Find him, put him in your film. You won't regret it. Now stay tuned. After the break, we're going to be talking about films. Come back with us in a bit. And we're back. And now we're going to be discussing, of course, our films, because we didn't get to do this with Tony Yusuf's episode, but the segment is now back. So, first thing I have to ask, what were your major influences in film, like growing up? Like, what films were your absolute favorite that you loved and all that?
Oh, growing up. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You were thinking now,
I
is
thought I
it?
was thinking, but I mean,
I go way back.
that's right, man. Growing up, I would say Meet the Robinsons.
Take Lewis, for example.
All right, Lewis, knock him dead. That was a figure of speech. Please don't kill anyone.
Oh, damn.
You remember that?
Damn, that tells me how old I am. When I was young, Meet the Robinsons. I think I was a teenager at that point. Okay, but Meet the Robinsons.
Meet the
Okay.
Robinsons.
Why?
God,
Why Meet the Robinsons?
It was such a hopeful story.
Okay.
You know, and I really related. I can find myself in the main character. I don't remember his name anymore.
The blonde one, right?
The blonde one, yeah. In the whole idea of like trying to find acceptance, trying to find your people.
Yeah.
You know, because I was a loner lah, back then, you know. So I loved watching that film, and it just comes full circle. It's so now I feel like watching it again, you know.
It's on Disney. Oh no, that's not Disney, is it?
Hey, it is
Was
Disney.
it? It was
It's
Disney. Yeah,
It's
it should be on
yeah.
Disney Plus. Yes.
Yeah, it's Disney. So Meet the Robinsons was one. Ratatouille was another. It really
That's great.
kickstarted that my fascination with culinary culture, you know.
This is me. I think it's apparent that I need to rethink my life a little bit. I can't help myself. I like good food, okay? And good food is It's hard for a rat to find.
It wouldn't be so hard to find if you weren't so picky.
I don't want to eat garbage, Dad.
Just that scene in the start where Remy's like eating the cheese and the strawberries, and you see the colors as jazz kind of play in the background. Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Ratatouille is one of my all-time favorites. But what about as you got older, like in this current day and age?
In this current day and age, I like a lot of different stuff. I say recently I watched Look Back recently.
Okay.
今週の4コマもすっごく面白かったよ。将来さ、漫画家なれるじゃん。漫画家か。今日もって誰それ？
隣の組にいる不登校の子。
It was written by God, I don't remember
I
the guy's
can't
name.
remember
It was
also.
the author of Chainsaw Man, Fujimoto, I think. But anyways, it's basically like a sort of a autobiography of him. He kind of splits himself up into these two girls, who are both budding young manga artists, and honestly, you really have to watch it because the direction, the animation, the music is so beautiful. I had the chance to watch it recently when during the Japanese International Film Festival in Malaysia. Amazing. So yeah, that was Look Back. I like Blade Runner 2049.
Every civilization was built off the back of a disposable workforce. But I can only make so many. Happy birthday.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, that film, I really underestimated it because when it was first out, I was like, no way it's gonna be that good. And I put off watching it though.
Yeah.
Until like it was during like the closing week where it's only playing like once a day in the smaller cinema halls. And I remember watching the 6:30 p.m. one in Wanutama, and wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Blade Runner is such a classic. So to hear it get a sequel, whenever you hear all these old films get a sequel, Blade Runner, most recently Gladiator, you're always worried, how is this going to stand up to the original? Because it's so up there in terms of ranking. And some films match up to that, some films don't. But Blade Runner is one of those films that it didn't quite capture it, but it came pretty damn close to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And any of that director, Denis Villeneuve, right?
Yes.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Villeneuve.
Yeah, but any of his works are just magic, I think. You know?
mean, Dune, of course, part 1 and part 2.
Prisoners.
Yeah.
Sicario.
Oh, Prisoners was great. Oh, Sicario.
Come on, man.
I know, there's not a real dud with him.
No, he is banger after banger. Yeah.
Now, speaking of which, like, when you watch a film, what influences you to watch it? Like, speaking of Denis Villeneuve, like, do you look at the actors and go, okay, I know I like this actor, I'm definitely going to watch it? Or do you see the film poster and like, oh, this is interesting, or the trailer? What influences you to go and watch a particular film?
That's a very interesting question. I think for me, it has to be story.
Okay.
It has to be story, yeah. It has to be... I usually wait for reviews for a bit just to see what the general hype is. But I like a good, emotional, genuine story.
Okay.
I think genuine is my most important thing because I want to see the truth.
Okay.
In either the performances or the writing or the directing.
So do you lean to more towards drama and biographies and that sort of films, or you just take whatever?
I just take whatever, yeah.
Okay.
Like for me, a story is a story. A good story is a good story, you know, no matter the medium, no matter the format. So, yeah, I don't necessarily go for a certain actor or I guess with Denis, I will always watch his films because, you know, it's always going to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's always the story. It always goes back to the story.
Okay.
For me, yeah.
Is there any film of recent that is an absolute must watch for you? Like, even if it's been like 5, 6, 7 years, it's still something that you go back and you're like, no, you have to watch this film.
I would say The Wild Robot.
They all need to eat, but yours needs to swim and fly.
He's a runt. His chances aren't super good.
I will protect him.
Find that inside you. You should work on that.
Oh,
that is a classic in the making.
Yes,
you know, that's a modern
yes,
classic.
yes.
You have to watch it.
Yes.
I've watched it twice already, and I would love to watch it again.
I cried twice. I watched it at the press screening. I watched it again with my wife. I bawled my eyes out.
Yeah.
It's so rare to see a film that's not Disney that comes up with something that is so emotional and honestly near perfect.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I literally called it the story of parenting told in less than 2 hours from birth until university.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's extremely it's mature about its subjects, about its topic, without making it patronizing. You know, even though it is a kids movie, but like it treats it with such respect.
And there's still some adult humor in it.
Yeah.
Especially with Pedro Pascal's fox. Like, can't we just eat it?
Yeah,
whoa, hang on.
It doesn't like tiptoe around death.
Yes.
You know, which, God, I really appreciate that movie.
And on the flip side of that, is there any film that is your go-to comfort film? Like, you know, whenever you're in times of sadness or you feel stressed, you know you're going to put this on and it's going to be a good time and you're okay.
I guess if animation-wise, I would go for Spirited Away.
You shouldn't be here. Get out of here now!
Mom! Dad!
It's a bathhouse for the spirits. It's where they come to replenish themselves.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like eating a warm bowl of porridge watching that film.
Yeah.
But aside from that, if you're talking like live action stuff, comfort okay, no, I don't. Usually if I go live action, I like the more messed up movies. I like psychological stuff.
Okay.
So I would say I want to say Blade Runner, but
I mean that could be your comfort movie.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Being in that world, that dystopian capitalistic environment, it's I love to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anyone that you would, when you watch it, you get so sucked into it, like everything else just disappears and you're just glued to that film?
Film or performance?
Could be film, could be performance, either or.
I guess performance-wise, maybe because I just recently finished it, but Colin Farrell's Penguin.
The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. You know, beautiful story with a happy ending.
How do you emote so well underneath that suit?
I honestly thought the Penguin, I was against it at first because he did so well in the Batman. I was like, ugh, I hope this is not a cash grab. And after I watched it, my God.
Yeah.
If there's any series to watch this year, the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like when I watch a performance, I would like kind of try to break it down or something. No. I was just fully engrossed in what he's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know or care how he did it. I was just relishing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent.
Yes.
Magnificent work.
I totally agree with you on that one. Now, the last one I got to ask. I know we talked about Wild Robot being one film that you like. You have to watch this. But throughout your life, if you had to choose just one film to recommend people watch in their lifetime, what would it be?
Give me a second.
You got to go back to your list. This man came prepared. He came up to me and he was like, I have a list. I've got to open up my notes. I've written it all down. I love that about you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about like, you know, being prepared. Mm-hmm. I think that's the key.
True Boy Scout, always be prepared.
Definitely. Oh man, I don't
one,
know.
Just one.
One movie.
Yes.
One. No, man.
No.
You can't.
I have to. One. Just one.
Oh. What would you pick? What would you pick?
For me?
Yeah. What's your?
Shaun of the Dead.
He's gone over! Get him!
Reports just in confirmed that in all cases the attackers seem slow and shambolic, and we've just
I'm going to shut the front door.
I would pick Back to the Future, but I feel that's on a lot of people's list already. That's a classic. Shaun of the Dead is a film that is very underrated to some people because some people say that Hot Fuzz is the better film, which, granted, it is. But in your lifetime, if you haven't watched Shaun of the Dead, you haven't lived.
Okay. Then I kind of get... Okay. Jurassic Park.
Genetics has mastered creations. We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet. And extinction is a thing of the past. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spielberg magic, man.
Okay.
Come on, you can't go wrong with that. You got dinosaurs.
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Okay. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Now, before we end this, I'm trying something new. I've tried this with Tony Yusuf, and basically I've just stolen this off TikTok. But we're going to get people to sign an old picture of them. I can see the terror in your face. Now, I've scoured. It was hard to find a picture of you when you were much younger.
Yeah,
but
that was intentional.
I managed to find one, and I would love you to sign it so we can add it to our collection. I would love you to sign this.
No! No, you're not supposed to find that account.
I have my ways. So if you don't mind, for our collection, would you mind signing this for us? If you all want to see what the picture is, here you go. It's going to be on the screen right now, but it's this. Don't ask me how I got this, but I got it. And I pride myself on finding these pictures.
Oh!
Could you tell us a little bit as you're writing? When was this picture? Why did you take this picture?
I think I was like 18 or 19, and I liked how my hair looked. Yeah, this was a profile picture for an account somewhere.
Okay.
God knows where.
Do you need some help, Lovey?
Yeah,
that's a bit tight. Hang on. There we go.
Wow, props to you, man.
It's leaking a bit, but I'm sorry. Yeah.
I thought I kept like a very mysterious persona online, but
no, I managed to find something. It was tough. I admit it was tough, but I managed to find something. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Firdaus Sufiyan in his prime.
Man.
And we will add this to the collection. I still don't know what I'm going to do with all these pictures, but we will find something eventually. But thank you so much, Firdaus, for coming on the show.
Yeah, no worries.
It was a real honor to talk to you, and I really, really, really hope your star continues to shine.
Thank you, man.
And I hope to see you again in 5 years' time when you're on a much bigger stage, hopefully doing a lot more films outside of the jungle. But keep doing what you're doing. On a personal level, I truly admire the work that you do, and I see a great future ahead of you, so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. That really means a lot. Yeah. I mean, as a guy who kind of came into it quite late and with, really starting from scratch, I think I have been truly blessed with the experiences and the work that I've been given. So, yeah, I guess if there's a lesson here, just to keep on doing what you do, believe in yourself, because people will see that.
That's good, wise words. Now, if you want to see Sufiyan's work, you can go and watch Geng Kubur. It's out now on Netflix. Not sure about This Land of Mine, and Kisah Bawatan is like much further down the road. But if you want to see him right now, go and check out Geng Kubur on Netflix. You won't regret it. It's a fantastic film. It's a great locally Malaysian-made film by Gavin Yap. We've talked about it before. Please go and watch Geng Kubur. Now, if you want to check out our social media, you can always check out Clappercorn at Instagram, TikTok, and of course, YouTube. Go and subscribe and follow those channels for more updates. Where can they follow you?
I guess Instagram. Yeah,
Okay.
Firdaus Sufiyan.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Thanks. Now, thank you so much again, Sufiyan, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again for watching. I am Nick Dorian. Keep watching the movies.